Hey everybody, you're tuned in to 91.8 The Fan. This is Kana, you're in my corner, and we're starting off Kana's Corner with a bang. And I don't mean that in the literal sense. I don't have a gun. But I would like to welcome to the show Dorothy, I knew I was going to screw it up as soon as I got in there. Because we kept saying Lisa off air. But it was Dorothy, was it Eliza or Lisa or?
Dorothy Elias-Fahn.
All right, I apologize. But at least I'm honest enough to do the mistake in front of everybody.
Yeah, there you go.
I will say that personally, I'm really excited that you are on the show because I believe in the early 2000s you were known for quite a wide range of roles, and you found a lot of popularity there. You agree with me, or do you think I'm correct?
Yeah. You know, there were a lot of long series that I did back in the day, and especially Rurouni Kenshin. That was one that was really big for a long time.
And now I'm curious, did you find that as you started to voice more and more in characters that you found a habit of characters that you ever got typecast as, or your voice ever fit as?
Yeah, it's changed over the years, but early on I was pretty much cast as like the best friend or the young heroine, not like not the bombshell. I never got cast as that. I guess I don't sound like a bombshell.
Oh, well, maybe in the future.
Maybe.
And I would say, you have been in the industry for quite a while, and that isn't supposed to be like, oh, you're old, but you have a lot of experience, and the thing is I'm curious, between when you started to now, especially in the anime industry, have you seen quite a bit of changes?
Oh, yeah. Woo, it's been quite the roller coaster. When I was just starting out, I guess like early 90s, something like that. It was just becoming popular, and then it got bigger. Woo! Wow! There was so much work. But in recent years, there's not as much work. It's still there, but it's not like, my calendar isn't, red and blue and purple and green and orange and yellow and, stripes anymore.
We wish it was, but that poor economy.
Yeah, exactly.
And now I'm curious, specifically with, nowadays, are you finding it not only difficult for more jobs to be widely available, or is it just there's more competition as well?
I'm not sure. It's probably both, because I used to be pretty much full. My schedule was full with, like, nothing anime. It was all anime all the time. And now I find that I do a little anime and some games and, like, some preschool educational stuff. It's a little more varied than it used to be, all anime.
Well, at the same time, with original animation, from what I know, that's a lot easier, and it pays a little bit more.
Yeah, I will say that. Because you don't have to sync to picture, and, wow, it does pay really, really well.
And now I'm curious, with normal animation, do you find that your work in anime has helped, you grow as an actor in normal animation at all? Well,
yeah, I think so, just because I've had so many years of experience in different types of characters, that it's even more freeing to just have a script and, like, a storyboard and not have to match. You can just go, oh, that's what the character looks like, and then you can bring the dialogue to life without having to worry about getting it done before the time code runs out,
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
And now I think it's the beat method is the more common one.
Oh, yeah. I mean, you have beats, so you know when to start the line with anime, but there's no warning when she's going to stop talking. So you also like to watch the time code as you're reaching the end of the line, so you know if it's going to fit. It's a whole separate skill, Anybody can act to original animation, because, you know, it's like, oh, you get there, you read the script, woohoo. But anime is much more difficult. It's a skill of timing and acting within, you know, the exact time that they give you. So but it's fun.
Oh yeah, definitely. And I'm wondering, since you've had so much experience in the industry, I believe you've seen different methods. Where it just had the original timestamp code, and I believe there's quite a few others. And then there's the beat method. Do you have one that you prefer?
I prefer beats. It's just easier that way. But years and years ago, there were, I worked on a show called Orgus. It had a longer title, but we just called it Orgus. And we didn't have beats when we were doing that show. It was just, watch the time code and, okay, start there. And I've worked on shows where there was no time code even. They would show it to you once, and then you'd have to just, jump in when you thought it was going to happen.
That sounds actually increasingly difficult. I've never heard of it without a time code before.
Yeah. There's it hardly ever happens, but that's the hardest one. If there's no time code. If there's time code, great. If there are beats, woo! That's the best.
And now, do you personally think that having a good crew with you not necessarily in the booth with you, but looking through the glass with you is an essential thing to voicing a character?
It helps. And I will say that 99% of the people that you work with in anime are just great. They're fun. They're happy to be there. They're fun to work with. They give really good direction. It's a very odd day when you get somebody who's, oh God, they're a little bit cranky. I don't know about this. Or, oh, this is going to be a long session. But that hardly ever happens. Most of the people that I've worked with, directors, the tech people, they're all just wonderful. It makes you just love your job.
And I see that I found that a lot of voice actors are geeky. Are you a little geeky?
Geeky? In what way? Oh, yeah, I have Star Trek Next Generation, about 20 VHS copies, sure. Yeah, I'm a total geek. I have Star Wars, Star Trek. I mean, everyone thinks people who like Star Wars and Star Trek are geeks. I don't agree. I just happen to like this stuff.
Oh, no, I understand. I mean, it's funny because, geeks have sort of this sheltered image of being inside and in their mom's basement and not talking and, wordly at all. And then, they just have a hobby that they really like anime or video games or any of that sort of stuff. So, good to know you're one of us.
Yeah, we had no basement, but I guess I still qualify as a geek.
And I'm curious, lately there's sort of been a rise on video games. Have you noticed video games being more of a central part of your work, or not so much with you?
Not too much with me. If I was male, I would probably get a lot more work in games. I do them once in a while. I would like to do them more, because they do pay a lot. But one of the things about games that is less than fun is that sometimes when you get to the end of like all your dialogue after you've been there for 3.5 hours, then you'll have like 3 or 4 pages of reacts and screams and stuff like that, and that can be a little hard on the voice.
Oh yeah, I hear that now they're a bit more cautious of throwing you guys and doing the screaming first, since Friday seems to be the big day for screams.
Yeah, the screams at the end of the session, so you don't blow out your voice before you're done.
And you're probably not invited to a lot of the, or you don't personally get a lot of jobs with the, the military games, because that's all just a bunch of guys screaming grenade at the top of their lungs.
Yeah, that's not going to happen. No, but I will be, once in a while they'll have some, like, warrior chick or whatever. If there's a couple of those, I might get to audition for one of them, and once in a while I'll get one of them, and that's fun to do for a change. Sometimes it can be very different from anime. So, yeah, it's fun to do.
Well, no, that's very neat. And for everybody out there who's just tuning in and just listening, we're going to go to a very short break, but we will be back to haunt your dreams. Only on 91.8 The Fan. Everything you want, nothing you don't.
918thefan.com. Have you logged on today?
Who, me? No. No?
iStock's daily news show, video reviews, articles, forums, and an anime directory. Don't get left behind. Log in today. Only on
918thefan.com?
918thefan.com.
All right, 918thefan.com.
Hey everybody, you're tuned in to 91.8 The Fan. This is Kana's Corner, and I did not scare off my special guest with pepper spray or anything like that, I promise. Actually, we're having a good old time. We're laughing behind the scenes without you. Actually, it's time to ask you what just came out for you, or what are you working on? It doesn't have to be anime, just, what upcoming projects or current projects just got released that you have done recently.
Actually, the latest stuff that came out is an anime. It's I did a couple of Leapfrog DVDs. I don't know if you're familiar with them. They're like educational preschool DVDs. And I
Isn't
did a
there like a
character called
Leapfrog
Lily.
handheld?
There's all kinds of Leapfrog everything, but they have these educational DVDs, and there's one called Let's Go to School and one called Math Adventure to the Moon. We just recorded another one, too, that hasn't come out yet. So that's sort of my latest thing. They're very cute. If anyone out there has preschoolers, run out and buy that.
That sounds like a good plan, though. That sounds like a good plan, though, if they have little sisters or little brothers or something like that.
Absolutely.
And I'm curious, do you really hit the convention scene anymore, or is that sort of something you don't have as much time for?
Well, I don't have as much time for. In years past, I would have liked to have done it more, but in years past, I wasn't really invited. So I've been to like 3 in my whole life.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah. No, it's fun, though. Well, at this point, I don't think I could do it because I have a child, so I wouldn't want to
That's understandable.
Be, like, flying off to Australia for a week. Bye, honey. See ya.
No, I can understand that. I mean, from what I know, the conventions, you kind of have to be like, hey, let me come, which is awkward for a lot of people, I think.
No, it's the first one I did was in '92. I think it was in San Jose. And we were autographing copies of Organs at the time. Then I went to one in, it was OhioCon. Oh, it was great. That was a great one. It was so much fun. And I was autographing Kaoru dolls from Rurouni Kenshin. And I went to AX at where is it? Anaheim Convention Center or something. It was a little too big for me. Everyone says, oh, it's so great, it's so great. You know what? Yikes, there were so many people, I couldn't wait to get out of there.
Oh, I can understand that. We go to Anime Expo, it's press nowadays, and nowadays it's like 50,000 people for a weekend, and it's so great to try and get pictures of every single person and run around and be like, hey, that's that voice actor, get him!
Exactly. Ah! No.
But you would be interested, ever if time permits or anything like that, in your area or anything, you'd be interested in going.
Yeah, if I could work it out, that'd be fun.
And
yeah, it is fun.
I'm curious. You've gotten to see a few fan reactions though at the conventions you did attend. How is that to see the fans be as crazy as they can be?
Well, the great thing about it, especially at OhioCon, was that nobody knew what I looked like. So I was just pretty much walking around free, until we got to the, our tables where we were doing our panels, right? That's what they call it. I'm so scatterbrained. God, I can't remember anything. So it was great. It was like I was anonymous until the panel discussions. Then it was like, oh, okay. Now everybody knows me.
Oh, you kind of couldn't have a secret identity. You should have just came to the panel with a mask, and then you would have been fine.
That's a great idea.
Oh, no, I'm making the gears turn. No, but
So,
I think it's sort of interesting the way a lot of people have reacted to, Rurouni Kenshin or Trigun or some of the other series you're a part of. Does it ever, cease to amaze you?
the only thing that amazes me is that they remember more of the stuff I've done than I remember. I have to, like, write it down. And, I look back, they'll ask me about a show I did, and I'm like, was I in that show? Okay, yeah. Sometimes I just can't remember. Digimon, of course, I remember that. Yeah, I did that. 12 Kingdoms. Oh, my God, yeah, I remember that. But some of them they come up with, I'm like, oh, what year was that?
Oh, I can understand that in a sense. I mean, it would be impossible for me, to memorize your resume, so I have IMDb and your Wikipedia and a bunch of other things pulled up as sort of my source key here. And so,
the IMDb, yes, the IMDb is great because it reminds me of a lot of stuff, but it doesn't have everything. It's so crazy. I'm like, oh wow, they don't list this or this or this. I don't know why, but.
Well, maybe they should get their butts in gear.
Yeah, it's a good starting place.
And now I know that you don't do the social network thing, but are you planning maybe a voiceover website or anything like that to where listeners can keep track of any upcoming projects you have?
No, I'm really bad. I just don't. No, I would like to. If I, had 36 hours in a day, then I would totally do it. But, I'm fried at the end of the day. It's like I can't.
No, I completely understand. I just ask in case, there's anything else that you want to promote, in the future they can follow that in case you don't come on again. But you can come on again to promote something new.
Oh, my gosh. Well, no, there's really, there's really nothing. I got nothing. No, I can't. Oh, hey, you know what? Somebody told me that there might be a Trigun movie coming out. They might be doing that.
Yeah, it's called Trigun Badlands. It was, I believe, the Japanese version was shown at SoccerCon, which is a convention in, I believe, Seattle, Washington, in April.
Oh, wow. Interesting. Okay. Well, there you go. It's already happened.
I don't know if anybody's going to, pick it up or if it's going to be licensed by anybody or what's going to happen with that, but I'm sure a lot of people would be really excited to hear you reprising your role.
Oh, God. That would be fun. Yeah.
So I'm assuming you haven't heard anything about that yet.
Yeah, no. I don't hear anything. Well, you go in to do a gig, you hear a little bit here, you hear a little bit there, be a next gig and whatever, but not really in the loop with all the info. So thanks for letting me know that.
Oh, not at all. And I'm curious, is there anything else you'd like to say to the listeners out there?
Anime forever! Woo!
I like her. And before we let you go, I was wondering if you'd like to participate in a 91.8 The Fan tradition.
What might that be?
Well, we kind of put you on the spot, but we ask if you'd be willing to say a line for us or do a bump for us live on air.
Line?
Basically saying a line for us such as, my name is, I do this, and you're tuned into 91.8 The Fan, if you're willing.
Oh, my gosh. Yeah, I can.
Do you need to write it down? I'll say it again.
Yes.
I've had so many be like, okay, what is it? And I know they're writing, so I'm kind of... But it's basically, you fill in the blanks, but it's, my name is, I do this, and you're tuned into 91.8 The Fan.
Okay.
All right,
Okay.
so whenever you're ready.
Okay. My name is Dorothy Elias-Fahn. I do anime voices, and you're tuned into 91.8 The Fan. Oh, did I do it right?
Yes, you did it perfectly right.
Okay.
Yay! And it was a pleasure to have you on. You are a ball of energy, and that makes my job fun. So thank you so much for joining the show.
You're welcome.
And for everybody out there, if you missed any of this interview, shame on you. It'll be up on the website in the next few days, so keep it tuned to 91.8 The Fan, everything you want, nothing you don't. Here's Trust Me, the ending theme song to